So something else I wanted to discuss is really personal. So this youth camp I created out of the need and want to help youth in need after my friends were killed in the line of duty. And I also made it an area of conservation concentration, and including teaching people about wolves. So you probably know that I lost my job as a conservation officer for shooting a wolf in self-defense in Canada, and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service made it part of my plea that I had to quit, even though they tricked me. They told me to sign a confession and I would not lose my job. So anyways, I paid the price for what I did because I did not have a license when that happened. However, I did pass a polygraph that it was in self-defense, and they told me that they didn't care that I didn't have a license, so I violated the law. And then I should have come to them and begged for forgiveness. So anyways, 7 federal agents from the U.S. who were requested from the Canadian government officially in Washington, D.C., came and searched and interrogated me for 4.5 hours. The second time the feds had come here. The first time I granted them a consent search, and they refused. I told them that the wolf hide was actually in Canada, hours from the border, and it had never been transported to the border. And I told them exactly where it was, but they didn't believe me. And I even told them how to find it, but they really probably didn't listen closely because they couldn't find it. Anyways, so when they were searching my place, they found things like this. And I remember one of the only female agent, laughing and mocking me, and I could hear her as I was being interrogated in the other room, saying, basically making fun of the fact that I had wolf conservation posters. See, I wasn't a wolf hater, and I never have been. I love wolves. I just think that their population needs to be controlled. So I remember it was really hurtful to hear that, and I lost my livelihood and had to start all over, which was fine because it thrust me to follow my dreams that I had never done. And I've pulled wolves out of dens and risked sarcoptic mange and had every kind of wolf encounter you can imagine professionally as a conservation officer. And I still love wolves. So anyways, I harvested it in self-defense, and yet they mocked me, it was hard to take because I was confessing to the crime, knowing that it was going to change my life forever. And anyways, when I saw these posters, it took me back to that day. So the day that I was surrounded, at least 4 were starting to flank me anyway, and there was a total of 20 in a super PAC. It was November 5th of 2010, so that's the day that my life changed, but at least I'm still alive here to tell the story about it. These posters are really cool, by the way, because they give all kinds of biological background in the back. So I really love these as an educational tool, and I'm going to keep these because someday I may want them for some framed purpose. And so I had a lot of other posters hanging up here over the years, and sometimes clients that stayed here accidentally ripped them down because of playing ping pong. There's a ping pong table here. Map of Mackinac County. And there was another poster I wanted to share with you if I can find it. Here's one about report all poaching, and it has a bear. I've always liked that poster. And a poster about fossils. They've always fascinated me. There's quite a few charts of the area that I used to have hanging on all the walls. This one being one of my favorites. It shows a lot of, it shows Lake Superior, and this one here was also a favorite. It also got ripped down by former clients, I'm sure on accident. Conservation officer poster about what we did as conservation officers, and this one is about freshwater mussels, which in Michigan are protected. In some places you can actually harvest them, and they're actually really, really good food sources for survival and just eating. And this is about the Michigan's watersheds, which I always love to study the watersheds and their effects on the Great Lakes. And this one's about wild turkeys. This one's from, oh, by the way, a lot of people always think this is me. And it's not actually me, although it looks quite a bit like me. But this officer is Angela Greenway, and she's got a smaller stature than I. And even my own family thought that was me. So it's pretty funny. We do look somewhat similar, but she has these beautiful green eyes, and I have blue eyes. But she's looking down in that picture. I've always had a love for conservation, for wildlife, for fish, for outdoor habitats. I'm still looking for my favorite one. I think it's in here, but I might have to stop it because I can't upload a very long video. So I think I'll stop it here.